How's everybody doing? Tamara Tamu here with another impromptu live on the Unleashed Alchemy show. So the reason why I wanted to do this live is because I had someone ask me a question on another platform that I'm on. Another it's actually a social media platform that I'm on. Asked me a question. The reason why they asked me this question is because I put out that I wanted to just to provide people with more support on their spiritual odysseys, to find out whether if this would be helpful. If every week I go live or answer a question, someone's question that they send to me that is pertaining to their spiritual odyssey, whether they're dealing with dropping and shedding programming, shedding religious programming, and really moving into spirituality and moving into experiencing spiritual ecstasy and really moving into standing firm in their I am power. If taking the time to answer specific questions and do a very brief, 3 minutes or less coaching session in the form of an answer to that person's question. So, one person so far took me up on the offer. And so I offered them a, 3 minute or less answer to a pressing spirituality issue. And I hate using that word, issue that they were having. Okay. So just to make things simple, I'll use the word issue. Anyway, so I thought, okay, on that platform, if that person had that question, they couldn't be the only person dealing with that. Or maybe it's not the same challenge, but it's something similar. So I thought, why don't I do a really quick live on the Unleashed Alchemy YouTube channel, just in case some of you watching, whether you're new here or you are subscribed, you could be or could have faced or could be going through even right now the same thing. And you may have some of the same questions. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read this question that this person sent to me. I am going to give you the answer that I gave to that person, again, within a very short amount of time. Then I'm also going to expand on the question. I'm going to expand on the challenge a little bit more. All right. So I just realized I just started talking. So if you are new here, thank you for being here. Like and subscribe. All right. If you know other people that can benefit from this message, share. Feel free to share. Share it all over. Share it to whomever you know, because on this platform, we are talking about standing firm in our I am power. We are shedding programming. We are shedding religious programming to go against the grain so that we can live the enchanted, magical lives that we are put here to live, to bring heaven on earth, period. Okay? So, if that sounds good to you, you are in the right place. And for those of you that have been here, thank you. There are now, including myself, 193 of us. That is all we need. 193. All right. We're almost at 200. 200 of us here who have raised our hands and said, you know what? I am powerful and I'm going to start acting that way, talking that way. I don't care how weird it sounds to other people. I don't care how crazy I look. I'm ready to walk in my magic. There's 193 of us that have said that. Do you know how magical and powerful that is? So I'm excited about that. So if you are here, you're watching, I know that you are excited about that too. So let's get into this. So let me read you the question that this person sent to me. They say, I have been struggling to know if the signs and presences I feel are real. If they are, I'm visited often and protected. If they aren't, I'm scared of what it means about me. It's holding me back. First of all, I had to thank this person for being willing to share that experience. One of the things that does hold a lot of us back when we have stepped into our role as energetic beings in this world, in our family, in our lineage, is that we don't want to look as, oh, that person is crazy. We don't know what they're talking about. They don't sound logical. They don't sound practical. What's happening? For that person to put themselves out there, granted, I don't obviously don't know this person, but still, the fact that they put themselves out there and asked this question, I had to thank them for doing that. Okay. So here is how I answer the person. Number one, I wanted to address their signs, the signs that they've been seeing. So I gave them the offer to ask the question, are the signs meant for me? Then I said, okay, the fact that you are calling them signs, that right there is letting you know that it means something to you. Then I asked them to think back. Okay, did they ask for a sign? Did they ask for the sign? Then I followed it up again because I wanted to emphasize the fact that they were calling them signs. Whatever the symbolism was, it must mean something to them. Then I went into the next part when they said, okay, the signs, I didn't get to the presence part yet, but the signs, since if they are real, then the person said that I'm visited often and protected. So I reminded that person again, my only job, I'm using the word coaching, but really what I did, I guided this person to move back, go back and read the words that they actually said, to read their own words. And their words were, they used the word protected. They said, if they are real, then I'm visited and protected. So they have already affirmed their own protection. So then they said, well, if they aren't real, then I'm scared of what it means about me. So, first of all, this person already declared and affirmed that they're protected. And then the fear comes in. That's where the over analyzing comes in with our mind. That's where the logic can cause our spirituality to get muddled because we start to second guess what great spirit is showing us because we're allowing the overanalyzation to come through. So the fear that this person was experiencing, I told them it is not your fear. You already declared that you're protected. So the fear does not belong to you. Okay. And then when it comes to then the next part, I wanted to address the presences or the energies. Anytime someone says they feel a presence, that's the same thing as saying they're feeling in energy. Okay. First, I told the individual, when it comes to feeling in energy or feeling a presence wherever you are, we have to understand our role as energetic beings as well. Just like if we were going to ask a person that we can see, a physical person, what is your intent here? Why are you here? Is your intention with love? If not, you can get the hell on. You can do that with a energy that you're feeling. You can have that very matter of fact, direct language with that presence. What is your intention? Are you elevated? Did you come here to bring me an elevated message? Are you elevated yourself? If not, you're not welcome here. There's no space for you here. That is where the power really comes in. That's when you can really, really get into your magic and who you are as the I am, as infinite intelligence. You don't have to accept an energy that comes into your space. Then lastly, because again, this was a very brief coaching because we were on a platform that only allows a certain amount of time, right? So then I offered the advice to this individual to, if they had not done this already, to get into meditation. Okay, get into meditation. Meditation, it sounds so simple because we talk about it all the time, but I think because we talked about meditation so much, people, that has taken away the importance of meditation. It's almost like it's taken away this power, because the power of meditation, because you hear about it constantly, 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 constantly. But it's so very important to your spiritual walk. Meditation, first of all, it does ground you. And it also gets you back into your body, gets you out of your mind, gets you back into your body so that you can start to recognize yourself as an energetic being. And it gets you in contact. It reminds you of the instant contact that you can have with the infinite intelligence that flows through you for guidance, for protection, for healing, for energy cleansing, meditation. And then I also invited this person to start to journal when they're seeing signs, when they're feeling these energies. Because sometimes, if you are feeling a certain energy, you have to almost kind of backtrack, go back 30 seconds. What was on your mind? Did you just get through having a conversation with somebody? What information did you ingest? What words did you ingest from the outside that's now causing you to feel or allowing this energy to be in your space? Whatever the energy is, whatever the presence is. So that's where the writing comes in. So that was the completion of my answer to this individual. So now let me go back and I want to expand on some of these things, okay? So now, when it comes to feeling, energies and feeling presences, that can be a part of the spiritual gift that you have, okay? We can also apply that to, when it comes to guidance in your next plan of action, also with your spiritual gifts, we can ask for sign. You can ask for a sign and command a sign from the universe. Okay, is this whatever I'm feeling or whatever I think my spiritual gift might be? You may need just a sign because you may not be maybe used to functioning in your spiritual gift now fully. Now, let me just say this. This is a side note. The spiritual gifts that we have, if we go back, and I mean all the way from childhood, if we go all the way back, we can pinpoint at certain parts of our lives where those spiritual gifts were at play. We just didn't know what they were. So, for example, I will use myself as an example. My grandparents, at their house, they have photo albums upon photo albums upon photo albums upon photo albums. I'm talking about the pictures that were older than the Polaroid. I can't even say the word. The picture that almost had like a yellow film. They have those pictures. Okay, going, I mean, all the way back and pile. If the picture is not in a photo album, then there's baggies of pictures. I was fascinated by every single last one of them. And I remember very often I would pick up these pictures and I would get flashes of either information about whomever was in the photo, or just I would get flashes of a complete story of perhaps just one person in the picture. And it wasn't scary to me at all. And as a matter of fact, that's the nosy part of me started to go and just touch other pictures to see if I could get the same, you know, flash, or if the same thing would happen. And sure enough, it would happen. And so That is, I didn't know it was, a gift. I didn't even think of it to be weird, but at the same time, I didn't tell anyone either. I don't know, perhaps I just thought everybody had that, ability or whatever. But I just use that as an example for you to go back, because your spiritual gifts aren't just, it's not just something that just comes up. It is evident in your entire life. So perhaps now you're like, okay, I want to make sure that I am functioning in this gift, that I am using these gifts. And perhaps you asked for a sign. So for spiritual gifts, asking for spiritual gifts or signs for your spiritual gifts, the next plan of action, guidance that you want in your life. So when the sign appears, here's what can happen. We let our ego get in the way, either because the sign was too simple or the sign came too quick. And here's another example. And it was so funny that this question from this individual came up at the time that it did, because just before I got that question, it was less than 24 hours, okay, that person that I asked for a sign of this next big move that I'm to make and what to do in the interim, okay? So the sign came through, and it came through very specific, and it was so clear and easy, it made me laugh. Then the ego said, oh no, that couldn't be it. That's dumb. That came too quick. It came too easy. No, you're just making it up. That's what happened. That's what can happen when we ask for a sign. It shows up. We can either accept it, or we can let the ego come in and trip us up. So here's what you have to understand: infinite intelligence, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is not playing games. It's not playing games. The universe is not trying to get you to guess if a sign is what you asked for. The universe is going to bring you confirmation in a way that you can understand. It is our ego getting in our head, overanalyzing, that makes things difficult. The universe does not make things difficult. The universe that is within you does not make things difficult. Infinite intelligence, think about that. Infinite intelligence does not make things difficult. It knows all, sees all, hears all. That is what we have flowing through us. It is our ego. It is this personality that we think we have that makes things difficult. It is what we think we know that makes things difficult. All right. So, another thing I want to say is this: when you're feeling energies, when you have the gift to feel whether it's other people's energies, presences that are around you, okay, you can ask what the intent is. Pay attention to what is happening in your body. Are you expanding, or is your body restricting? Okay. If you can say this, and I said this before, I'm going to repeat this. If you can say to the presence, if you are not elevated in love, you have no place here, you can go. We can speak to that just as we would a physical person. You can declare your protection. And you always know, this is a knowing. With your spiritual gifts, you will always know how to use it. You'll know when, and you have the tools to protect yourself. Any fear that comes up is not yours. It does not belong to you. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to deal with it. So, again, meditation. Also, another point that I want to make, another tip that I want to give to you is energy cleansing. I said this before, as it relates to presences, what were you thinking? How were you feeling? What were you engaged in before the presence, before you felt whatever energy it was? That's very important to do. This is where journaling and writing comes in great, okay? As a great tool. Now, as far as energy cleansing, tips for energy cleansing, I do a form of an energy cleanse day and night. You can do this with a glass of water. You can charge your water with your words. You can set the intention in your water, not what you want, not what you think is going to happen, but this is what it is. That's how you speak the intention in the water. You can do that in your drinking water. You can do that when you're taking a shower. Why? Because you are the ritual. You are the power. Now, is it nice and wonderful and magical to have outside tools such as crystals, certain soaps, salt, like Epsom salt, especially for a bath, for an energy clearing bath. But let's just say that you don't have any Epsom salts. Let's say that you don't have any crystals. Let's say you don't have any sage. What do you have? You have your voice. You have your voice and you have your breath. This is why it's so important that we have to start looking at ourselves as powerful, because that is what we are. You have to get that. I'm going to keep saying that until the power. We are the power. Yes, you can have the candles. And yes, of course, you can have the crystals. Yes, you can have the herbs. Yes, you can have the extra virgin oils. You can have all of those things. I love all of those things. I still use all of those things. But what I am saying is don't get caught up in, don't let your energy get caught up in, oh, well, I don't have that. Don't let your energy get caught up in what you don't have. What you do have is this: your voice, your heka, your breath, period. So I wanted to share that with you and also expand and then share these tips. So if you have any questions for me, leave them in the chat. Also, don't forget, and I said this in yesterday's impromptu live, I am thinking of doing, because I want this platform to be as helpful and supportive to you as possible. So I'm thinking of doing live perhaps every week or maybe even every other week, but using the live to dedicate to your questions about moving from programming to spiritual ecstasy. Answering questions like this, okay? Being of support to you in your spiritual odyssey so that you can cause and influence positive change in your life and hence the world. And I always say this, you may be saying, well, that's too much. I don't want to change the world. It's inevitable. When you start to see enchantments in your life, it's going to positively affect the world. Why? Because it is energetics. We're energetic beings. Okay? So if you have questions, a pressing, challenge that maybe you're too close to, and you want more support, I am willing to answer to choose 3 questions and have the live that we do here on the Unleashed Alchemy YouTube channel platform. I will dedicate a live to answering those 3 questions. Okay, so you can email me, probably maybe the easiest way, unleashedalchemy@gmail.com. You can also leave me your question in the comment section on perhaps any of my videos. Okay, you can do that as well. Also, I want to remind you that if you are looking for more one-on-one support in your spiritual odyssey, book a complimentary call with me today so that we can talk, so that I can listen to you. All right? Tell me what your most pressing issue is, where you feel that you may be stuck in some way and you just want to be free of that so that you can function in your spiritual gifts with confidence, so that you can be magical, so that you can talk about what you want to talk about as far as spirituality and not worry about what people will think of you. All right. Not even be concerned with that. You want to be free in that. You want to experience spiritual ecstasy. Book a call with me today so that we can talk. Okay. The link to book a call with me will be in the description box of this video. Also, if you have not signed up yet to be a part of the Unleashed Alchemy Vault, to get access to the spiritual wisdom that I send out through email periodically, I invite you to sign up. When you sign up today, you will have access to a complimentary video, a complimentary workshop that I did about releasing programming and moving into spiritual ecstasy. All right. So the link for that will also be in the description box of this video. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this live. I know this was very impromptu. And so if you are if you are watching the replay, okay, leave me your comments, leave me your questions, and I will do my best to get to them. And until the next time, cheers.